Hello and good evening, viewers. Welcome to Science TV Roundup News with me, Elvis Othiambo, and my sign language interpreter doing the voicing, Irene Chebiwot. Let's focus on our news. Ghana's President John Mahama on Friday called on African countries to provide transparent and accountable leadership while tapping into the potential of the continent's youth to drive growth and development. He said that empowering young people and ensuring good governance are critical for Africa's progress. Speaking during the 62nd Jamhuri Day celebrations, Mahama thanked the Kenyan government for its support in sending troops and police to help restore peace in Haiti. He described the gesture as a demonstration of Kenya's commitment to regional and global peacekeeping efforts. The president urged African nations to prioritize good governance, investment in youth, and regional cooperation as key pillars for sustainable development. He emphasized that the continent's future depends on leaders who are accountable and committed to the welfare of their citizens.
Amongst ourselves, and so we commend the protocol on the African Continental Free Trade Area. We must show Pan-African solidarity with all members of the African diaspora, and that's why I wish to express the sincerest appreciation of the people of Ghana to the people of Kenya for your timely intervention in Haiti to bring relief to the long-suffering people of Haiti. Ghana also, in the spirit of Pan-African solidarity, is sending troops from our 48th Engineers Regiment to help Jamaica in its rebuilding efforts after the devastating Hurricane Melissa. Kenya continues to be a respected member of the African Union and other international bodies. And so Ghana wishes Kenya well on this very auspicious occasion. And finally, before I resume my seat, accept my personal condolence and the sympathy of all Ghanaians on the passing of a great statesman, Mzee Raila Odinga. May God grant him peaceful rest. Long live Kenya, long live Africa, long live Kenya-Ghana relations.
Moving on, President William Ruto on Friday announced that the standard gauge railway SGR expansion from Naivasha to Kisumu and Malaba will begin in February 2026, marking a major step in Kenya's transport and infrastructure development. The expansion aims to improve connectivity, boost trade, and enhance economic growth across the western regions of the country. In addition, President Ruto revealed plans to extend oil pipeline from Eldoret to Uganda later in the year, strengthening regional energy links and supporting Kenya's role as a logistics and energy hub in East Africa. These initiatives are part of broader efforts to modernize infrastructure and unlock economic potential. Speaking on Jamhuri Day, President Ruto honored the nation's independent heroes, praising their courage in securing Kenya's freedom. He urged Kenyans to continue the fight against poverty and work collectively to release the country's full economic and social potential.
Oil pipeline from Eldoret to Uganda, opening a new transport corridor with our neighbors and with the continent. At the same time, we will modernize Jomo Kenyatta International Airport and several other airports to enhance connectivity and ease the movement of people, goods, and services. The Port of Mombasa and Lamu are also on course for modernization and commercialization.
The High Court on Thursday issued an interim order suspending the implementation of the $1.6 billion Kenya-US Health Cooperation Framework pending a full hearing. The temporary injunction, issued by Justice Bahati Mwamuye, follows a petition by the Consumers Federation of Kenya. The ruling blocks the government from taking any steps to operationalize the deal insofar as it provides for or facilitates the transfer, sharing, or dissemination of medical, epidemiological, or sensitive personal health data. The petition seeks to permanently prevent the sharing of Kenyan sensitive medical and epidemiological data under agreements.
Body and no government will take advantage of the people of Kenya as so long as I am president, because I am clear what we want. I am clear where we must go. I know there are entities that have been benefiting from these resources, and as a result, they are sponsoring all manner of stories around. If they have a problem with the current structure, they should go and talk to the government of the United States. This facility is not alone. I have seen some comments whether we are contracting more debt. Just to assure the nation that this is not a loan facility. I have also been careful to make sure that the negotiations were clear.
Moving on, the opposition coalition has criticized the government, claiming it is selling off public assets without consulting the views of the citizens. In their annual statement, the coalition's leaders also blamed the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (IEBC), stating it failed to organize free and fair by-election. Furthermore, they announced that they will head to court to challenge the results of the by-elections held in Malaba constituency in Kakamega County and Mbeere North constituency in Embu County.
We must defend our multi-party democracy that is now under existential threat from this rogue regime. We witnessed in the recently concluded shambolic 27th November 2025 by-elections that the chairman of IEBC, and I was very surprised on Monday, I think the 8th, listening to Chairman Ethicon saying that elections cannot be stolen in Kenya. It's an impossibility. Is he a stranger in Jerusalem? This position has already been contradicted by very credible observers who participated in these by-elections, including the Kenya National Human Rights Commission. We heard from them. The indictment was harsh in terms of how IEBC failed to conduct these elections properly.
The problem of Kenya is disregard of the rule of law. The problem of Kenya is abductions and extrajudicial killings. The problem of Kenya is wanton and open and shameless bribery in State House of Kenyan voters. Those are the problems that bedevil our country. So please, let people not be swayed and diverted to chase a false narrative about tribalism and lack of unity in the country. Those are not challenges in this country at all. The problem of this country today is the raiding of the payslip. All workers are in anguish. Their payslips have been raided. Those are the real challenges that faces the people of Kenya. So as we proceed to Christmas, let the people of Kenya focus on what ails our country so that we can get a solution. And the solution is one term. And that is the way it is.
William Ruto is a guy of theater. He likes theatrics. high-sounding phrases, making Kenya Singapore. Yeah? How do you make Kenya Singapore when corruption is the order of the day? I hope he has read actually Lee Kuan Yew's book properly, so that he is not hallucinating about making Kenya Singapore in the next few months that are remaining in his presidency.
The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, has recovered a 0.13-acre road reserve on Mombasa Island valued at 21 million shillings after a court cancelled a fraudulent land title. The recovery paves the way for the planned expansion of Tom Mboya Avenue. EACC officials said the land had been illegally acquired and that the move demonstrates the Commission's commitment to protecting public assets. The recovered road reserve is expected to enhance traffic flow and support infrastructure development in the area. Authorities have urged vigilance to prevent similar cases of land grabbing and reaffirmed that all public land fraud will be investigated and reclaimed. The expansion of Tom Mboya Avenue is part of a broader effort to improve urban mobility on Mombasa Island. On to our final news item. Kenya is gearing up for a significant boost in agricultural exports to Georgia, leveraging a heavily favorable trade imbalance to dominate emerging markets in Caucasus region. The country's strategic move follows a strong 2024 performance where Kenyan produce shipped to Georgia was valued at 821 million shillings, vastly outweighing the 58 million shillings in imports from the country. This nearly 14:1 trade is seen as a golden opportunity for Kenyan farmers. During a high-level meeting with Georgia's Minister of Environment Protection and Agriculture, Honorable David Songulashvili, Kenya's Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture and Livestock Development, Mutahi Kagwe, confirmed Kenya's aggressive expansion of its export footprint. That's all we had for you, our viewers. Thank you for joining us. Roundup News. Please follow us on all our social media platforms. You've been with me, Elvis Odhiambo. Have a nice evening.